Hi, I'm Chris Walsh, and you're watching The Infinite Thinking Machine, number 2, The Right Stuff. If you watched episode 1, the first episode of ITM, you already know that I can get a little geeked out on social studies stuff, but I'm also an English teacher, and I'm a sucker for anything that combines a little fact with a little fiction. That's why I was drawn to a recent post on the History is Elementary blog explaining how to hook kids on Shakespeare by having them explore the sordid mysteries of Shakespeare and Sir Francis Bacon, or shake and bake. Castles, inscriptions on the walls, royalty and love, it's like breaking to Shakespeare code. Check it out. Why do we have to learn this? I'm sure you've never heard that before. Well, we've got the perfect answer for you to give your students. Just go to the Google search bar, type "answer to life," the universe, and everything, and click "I'm feeling lucky." Be careful though, you might find that you just can't handle the truth. Here's a simple geography lesson that you can use tomorrow in your classroom. It uses the GMAP pedometer. You just map out your walking path, and the GMAP pedometer tells you how far it is, how many calories you'll burn getting from point A to point B, and it even shows you the changes in elevation along your route. One simple idea? Ask kids to estimate how far it is from their house to school, then use the GMAP pedometer to figure out if they're right. Here's a website with some deep thinking on how to use Writely, the online word processor, to, well, improve writing. It has lots of great suggestions for helping students and teachers collaborate on documents. But my favorite is number 6. Teachers can assign long-term projects without having to deal with floppy disks. Yep, you heard it here first. It's the end of the floppy disk age. To learn more about Writely, we asked ITM correspondent Mike Lawrence from Computer Using Educators to show us how one innovative teacher has started to use it in his class.
I'm here in Anaheim to talk to Ray Hernandez at Price Elementary School. He uses some amazing tools with his students just outside his classroom. And we're going to go in and we're going to talk to some of the students, find out what they're doing differently, what makes it engaging for them in their learning, and see how it's a powerful experience for them. Come on.
Hi, my name is Ray Hernandez. I teach at Price Elementary in Anaheim, California. I teach 6th grade here. My students have used technology to help in the products they create for class.
What are we doing here today in the lab?
Today in the lab, students are going to be uploading one of the documents that they just recently created, and they're going to be editing, collaborating on that document, and printing out a final product this week.
Writely is a website for kids to use. Let's say they have a person that's a really good writer, they send it to them, and then they fix the mistakes that they think should be fixed, and then they send it back to the owner. If they like it, then they keep it and they print it out, and then they give it to whoever needs it.
Anywhere you go, like if it's Australia or something, you can still log on and look at it.
Very cool. Quite amazing the technology they're using in there, isn't it?
The Big 6 is almost 20 years old and used in thousands of classrooms, yet it still may be the best kept secret in K-12 education. If you're new to the Big 6, it's a simple set of steps that anyone, kids, teachers, parents, anyone, can use to navigate through the infinite information we have at our fingertips. Make sense of it, and then put that information to use. It's kind of what the ITM is all about. So here's a great example. First, you identify what you want, like how to make chocolate chip cookies. Next, you figure out what you need to know and possible sources for that information. I need to find a recipe, get ingredients from the store, and make sure I have all the right cooking tools. Then, you locate the information and put that information to use. Next, you keep everything organized so you can present it. And lastly, you evaluate how you did. Get it? Got it? Good. Now get cooking.
One way to build my vocabulary is using Google for definitions. So let's say I have a new word. I type define, colon, immediately followed by a word. Write in Google's search box, define velocity, and I'll find out that velocity doesn't just mean speed. I would get maybe one or maybe a dozen definitions. So the define feature is very handy for people who want to build their vocabulary, and especially for teenagers who have to prepare for SAT.
That's it for this episode of the ITM. But before you sneak out the back of the room, we have a little homework assignment for you. Yeah, you. By next week, take one of the ideas we talked about in today's show and do it. Then let us know how it went by leaving a comment on this show's blog entry at www.infiniteThinking.org. Or if email's more your thing, drop us a line at infiniteThinking@gmail.com. I promise that everyone who gives it a shot will get an A+. So what are you waiting for?
Okay, what do you think the infinite thinking machine is?
A machine that helps you think.
Would be the brain.
I am the infinite thinking machine. I am the infinite thinking machine.
I am the infinite thinking machine.